What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome aboard to Bubba's Daily Update, and here we go again. New highs, clear skies, whatever. Dow exploded higher, basically because of IBM. It doesn't matter why, but that is the actual where the Dow points came from. S&P was relatively flat, up a little bit. Nasdaq was down, and the Russell popped up pretty good. But after it's been sold off so hard lately, it's not a surprise that it would go ahead and pop a little bit. We're still in this malaise of nothing. There's not a lot going on. If you just look around markets across the board, gold down, but not very much, and not very much action. Oil traded in a very tight range all day. Soybeans, corn, and wheat were always around the unchanged. Wheat got a little bit more pounded than anything else. Of course, it was down about 5 cents. Cattle was, fats were higher, feeders were lower. Fats came down to a level reversed from our futures guys that trade on the spec sheet. We had that pegged pretty good and it popped up and closed very well. Hogs continue to try to push higher. We'll be looking to sell those pretty soon. Bonds were down over a point, indicating higher interest rates. Look, this is what the market is right now. And again, you can't fight what the market is. And this is one of the things that we work on all the time, is to wait and be patient enough to make the trade when it's ready. And when we continue with these ridiculously low volumes and zero volatility, and everybody knows, I heard expert after expert today say that we're going a lot higher. And we may do that. I'm not saying that we're not. But of course, we know that when you force everybody into one asset class, which would be equities, it's kind of hard to imagine where the money and where the buyers are going to come from, and they keep promising the tax cuts. And I think this is a classic buy the rumors, sell the news. And I think that you're going to see, no matter what happens with tax cuts, you're going to see some sort of a sell-off. It may come before that, but you're starting to see them making excuse after excuse of why the markets are higher. Okay, jobs are good? I don't think so. I don't give them credit for good jobs. The unemployment rate is the lowest it's been in however many years. It doesn't matter. Again, when somebody's paying $10,000 or $20,000 a year for health insurance and they're making 50, they have no liquid income to spend. We're not going to see this market do anything crazy because, again, you don't have the consumers that are going to help create the growth that we keep hearing that we're going to get. I heard somebody say 5% growth. Do you realize how much we would have to do to get 5% growth in this country at the size that we are? It's almost impossible. Not impossible, but almost. There's a lot of things going on right now. And of course, Amazon was much lower today. Well, not much lower, but down about $8-9. But I think one of the things to look at in Amazon is they're now partnering up with Kohl's in certain places. An outside shot that Kohl's could come into play as a takeover for Amazon if it works. They could look to use that as almost like a distribution center, almost like the Whole Foods model. But there's not a lot really going on. That's the facts, okay? There's not a lot of action. There's not a lot of activity. There's not a real lot to do. So the best thing is to sit back and kind of wait on it. Certainly bonds, we're looking to sell them on any rally. Right now we'd be looking to sell them probably about 154. But at the end of the day, there just isn't a lot of real oomph behind this market. Apple sold off a little bit. Facebook was really flat. So the action is very muted. I think Netflix is starting to look pretty ugly. And I think these are things that we need to, address and watch and look after. Because when you see these markets do this, you can just see that certain things are not really that great. Now again, I'm not saying sell the market. That's not at all what I'm saying here. It's not. We can't do that here. We have to continue to hang and kind of watch these footprints develop. But earnings have been pretty good. I guess they've been beaten, pretty much across the board. So again, those are being built on companies contracting and building their balance sheet, which is fine. Okay, great for the company, great for the stockholders, not so good for the average Main Street. So we're going to just continue to watch. Again, I don't have a lot of exciting things to say. I think if you're looking for things to invest in, I think you want to look in the grain markets. I think those are in real nice consolidation. Look like they want to pop higher. I think you look at gold here down around 1280. You look at selling oil, around 53 if it pops up there. But other than that, again, you want to stay where the markets are liquid, active, and ready to go. In the meantime, This is Bubba's Daily Update. I always appreciate you being here, and I want to remind you that we are trying to raise some money for our high school program. If you're interested, I'm going to do some special webinars for those who do contribute, and also give an autographed copy of my new book. But we are at Patreon, patreon.com/Bubba Trading. Patreon.com/Bubba Trading. In the meantime, don't forget to get the Bubba Show every day, 2 to 3 Eastern at LibertyTalk.fm. We'll see you back here tomorrow, and maybe the Cubs can sneak one out tonight. I don't know. It doesn't look good. They look the opposite of the markets. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks so much. Bubba's Daily Update. We'll see you tomorrow.